This hangout is live. G'day there, folks. Keithy Broom here, coming to you from a very sunny Brisbane. The 2nd of July 2018, which means we're officially into the second half of this year, the third quarter, if you like. And it's winter time here, but it's pretty warm anyway. Got the shirt on, the sleeves are rolled up. It's very, very warm and looking good for the next 6 months in not only the weather here in Queensland, but the opportunities that we've got here in front of us. There's quite a few things to talk about tonight. And first thing we're going to touch on is Bill's not quite sure where he is. He messaged me before, said he can't make it. So Claudia may know where he is. Might be a bit on the plane somewhere or driving somewhere. Can't make it tonight. We have our number one affiliate, our presidential ambassador, which is the one and only Claudia Eifert here, and Paul Weeks from the Gold Coast, who's the pensioner's friend in Australia, aren't you, Paul? Maybe we can call you that, the pensioner's friend, because the Australian government is dropped the amount of money, is dropped the restrictions on the amount of money you can actually earn as a pensioner, which means if you're over, it used to be 55, didn't it, Paul? And then it went to 60, and now it's 65. And to be eligible to get the government payments, it could go to 70 in the next few years. So they're pushing the age limit up for people to have to work before they are eligible for a government subsidy, if you like. But they've dropped the amount of money you can actually earn privately to encourage you to go out and keep working as a retiree, meaning that even though you're 55 or 60 or 65 or 70, the government in Australia still wants you to keep earning money on your own, on your own back, and stop taking money from them. So that's the way it is. And good evening to everyone watching. So we want to talk about the opportunities that we have in the next 6 months, because you've got to reassess any online business, any bricks and mortar business. You have to assess on a monthly, a quarterly, a half yearly, a three quarterly, or a yearly basis. So we're halfway through 2018. So we need to sit back. It's the 2nd of July, 2 days into the second half of the year, and just understand what has happened in the last 6 months, but also more importantly, understand what has happened in the last 18 months. Or it's coming up to, well, it's 18 months since Swiss Gold Global's got involved in cryptocurrency, 10 years in gold and silver. So very, very long tail of success in the gold and silver area. But this area we're in now, the cryptocurrency, is so volatile that we're up and down, up and down. We're winning, we're losing, we're winning, we're losing. But what's the end game? What's the big picture? You have to do that by taking a little bit of a step back and reassessing what has happened and what is the potential and where you want to get there mindset-wise. So I'll quickly say hello to Paul. G'day, how you going, Paul? The pensioner's friend. You like that tagline, mate, or is that a bit too over the top?
That's a bit over the top, man. I mix in all sorts of circles. And I like to mix with the younger ones, because they're the ones we wanted to get into Swiss Gold Global today, not the 75-year-olds as such. Even though they probably got more money, but yeah. But we'd like to get the younger generation, because they're hearing about Bitcoin every day, and we get out there and tell them all about Bitcoin. The 75-year-olds are too busy bowling or playing golf or all those good things. Yes.
Yeah. Now, is it true the older people, a little bit older than you and me, that their superannuation fund money in Australia, for example, is not going anywhere quickly? Is that the case?
Most definitely. You know, the interest rates have been held now for so long. Superannuation policies, some people are saying, oh, it did all right the last 6 months, but I'm not really too sure what it did over the year. So it's only those that really keep a handle on it that knows what's going on. We give them the opportunity to look at Swiss Gold Global. That's what we want them to get into a year with their superannuation, a part thereof. as Bill says, just put a little bit in and see how it goes.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it is. I think we're coming into some sort of area of situation in Australia, and the forecast of the big doom and gloom is going to hit again here at some stage. No one knows that to put a finger on it, but we're all waiting. We're all waiting for something to happen. That can be a mistake sometimes if you wait for things to happen. I know as a football coach, if you sit back as a defender and wait for people to attack you, then that's probably a very, very dangerous situation. As a good footballing side, the World Cup's on. I haven't been getting much sleep. Commiserations, Claudia, because Germany's been knocked out of the World Cup. But as a football coach, and the strategies that I employ with my team and our club, and watching Australia play and the other teams, about sitting back and waiting for things to happen. In a game of football or soccer, you have to go out and make things happen. You have to push onto your opponent to make them make a mistake or expose their weakness. So you've got to be on your toes, as we call it. You can't be flat-footed. And there's a little aside story. On Saturday at 5 o'clock, my team played. I coach senior men Division 4. We're currently top of the competition. We're in the #1 spot. And we were leading by 6 points over the team that was following us. We played another team. I invited a player from an ex-player and coach from our club who had played for Australia as a goalkeeper. Now, he had reached the highest possible level of goalkeeping in Australia, and he was picked as the Australian goalkeeper. So he was a very, very good player. He's a little bit older now, but his information and astuteness of looking at our situation was very relevant to being online. I said, Bill, what did you make of the game there today? He said, well, for a start, most of your team, especially the goalkeeper, which is my area of expertise, was sitting flat-footed. They weren't on their toes with the ability to react quicker than the opposition. We were caught flat-footed a lot of the time, and I'll be bringing that up with the guys at training tomorrow night. And Bill Davis, the goalkeeper, is volunteered his service to come down tomorrow night. But it was very interesting that he said to me that a lot of your team are watching there, watching here, watching there, shiny object syndrome, Paul, watching all over the place and getting caught off guard with the opportunity and really getting stuck in by being flat-footed, waiting for things to come to them as opposed to going out to get involved and get stuck into something and putting your heart and soul and your effort and 100% into a business that you know is good, but you just got to get stuck in and get going. And that's what he said to me, and I thought that's very, very relevant from what I'm doing on the soccer field with my players. We're doing enough to be #1. We're #1 in our competition. We're doing enough to be better than everyone else. But we've got to maintain that consistency. So it brings it back to what we're doing at Swissgold Global. We're not doing very well with our Bitcoin mining contracts at the moment. Ethereum's playing better than Bitcoin, but it's all to do with the difficulty rate jumping up and the price of Bitcoin going down. If everyone understands that, I think most people watching do understand, then we're in a situation where we're reliant on Bitcoin price going up and the difficulty rate going down. But do we understand how that's going to happen? So I want to bring Claudia in because she's our expert. She's got contacts within our industry that I don't have, Paul doesn't have, and everyone watching here doesn't have. And g'day to Linda, Robbie, and thanks for the comments there, and everyone else watching. What's the major factor that's happened about? We just had a little chat before we went live about the difficulty rate. Is it a delayed process of it going up and down because of what's happening with the miners coming on board? Are the people buying computers at home and setting up their Bitcoin mining rig at home? It's called a rig at home. Or is it just the bigger companies like Genesis who've got 2 million customers? And I'm taking a guess here, Claudia, and judging by their videos, they've probably got 200,000 or 300,000 computers across all the world. Were there 200,000 or 300,000, maybe 100,000 computers? I don't know. You're shaking your head, but they've got a lot of computers because every mining rig's got like 10 graphics cards. So they're rows and rows and rows. There's 2 or 3, 20, 30,000 per area that we're looking at. So there's thousands upon thousands of computers that they're running. Are the small people like person like me buying 2 computers for $4,000 each and set them up at home? Are they getting involved to make the pie smaller? And then they realize, oh my God, the power bill's like $700 a month or a quarter. I can't do this anymore. I'll just turn the computer off. Is that the way the difficulty rate is going, up and down, up and down? So with all those multitude of questions, I'll bring you in, and it's a very good morning. It's 7:10 here in Australia, Claudia. Where are you? That's all. The first question I always ask you. Where are you, Claudia?
Hi, Kitty. I'm actually okay. I'm going to show. I'm in Geneva, so I'm actually with Bill in Geneva, and so he had to go to another meeting now where I was not present. So look at there. See?
Oh yeah, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm in Geneva right now. That's Genf. So this is where the rich and the wealthy are. It's Switzerland. So. Don't tell it. No. Don't say to anybody. So anyhow, no, I'm here and I'm looking forward to come to Australia very soon. I bought a winter coat, a real big winter coat, because I know I have to put up with you and Bill on this funny Australian football, whatever they play there. But it's a funny game, isn't it?
It's not funny, Claudia. It's a religion over here in Victoria. It's called Australian Rules Football. It is a religion because people go there, and we're going to go to a game with probably be around about 80 or 90,000 people, but it will be cold. So bring your coat. You'll need that.
I got one. I got one, a big one. So anyway, I hope I don't have to stand outside all the time. But anyways, so yeah, I mean, you know, in the mining industry, so I mean, there's a lot going on, of course, right now. And so where do I start to explain? Well, first of all, actually, I want to put another subject. And first of all, I want to say, Bill put up the other day a really great article about gold. In fact, in Switzerland now, in their pension funds, because you guys started with pension funds, and you know, you have part of the portfolio as well in gold, but in paper gold. Now they changed that, and they don't want to have the paper gold because, of course, the paper gold market is basically, there's more paper gold sold than gold under the crust of the earth, or taken out of the crust of the earth. So basically, it's fractionized. And all the paper gold is which the certificates which you can buy, or what you see on the exchange, it's actually, there's so much more out, just like the dollar, which actually is non-existent, so it's not back. And they now, Switzerland decided, the government, to take it back and to put only physical holdings. That's a big thing. Only physical holdings. We always talk about physical holdings. So why is this a big thing? Well, because they understand, and they're scared a little bit as well. They understand there's something big coming. Something big is coming, and they're preparing of that big coming of that paper currency crash. So this is on this one point, and I can't make more emphasis on it. You got to diversify. You got to have physical holdings in gold and silver. Now, to the other subject, yes, I was actually this morning just with Stefan on the call. Stefan was, as you know, Stefan Schindler. He was the chief technical officer at Genesis Mining. He has gone now to do his own endeavors, to do something else. I'm in contact, of course, with some of the, smart people, very smart people in mining, and talking, seeing right now, of course, a Bitcoin price, which is still 100% up from last year. Don't forget, Bitcoin is up 100% from last year, where it was last July. 100% up. So this is amazing. So first of all those people, they have made money who had contracts last year. They have made money. Now, of course, this year it's a little bit different. So we see a Bitcoin, of course, dropped. Difficulty rate didn't drop, did actually go further up. So, you know, you wonder, because we always sort of, or there's always used to be a correlation that if Bitcoin price goes up, difficulty goes up. If Bitcoin price drops, difficulty rate drops. But from what I learned, of course, as well, and talking to all those different people, is that there's always a delay in Bitcoin difficulty rate growing or dropping. And so what we see, of course, now is many miners, many individuals, smaller companies, also big companies. Last year, they just bought so many mining equipment, so much mining equipment. So in November, December, January, they just stocked on mining equipment. Of course, it was at the highest price, really high price. And they bought like as much mining equipment as they could. What that means for us and what it has to do with the difficulty rate is, well, from the point that they buy the mining equipment to when it is actually coming, sorry, I have to just change. And when it's actually coming on board, because the cleaning lady is actually coming in here. So 1 second. No, you can clean a little bit later. Sorry, guys. Anyhow, and so from the from that point on, that they get it actually delivered, what's happening is there is a time frame which could take up to 6 months. That means actually that so most of them, of those mining, small miners, individuals, smaller companies, not so bigger companies, they only got it a few months ago, or they may be even getting it, some of them now, and they're putting it only to work now. That's why we see, of course, a difficulty rate increase, because they're just putting those machines at work now. But at the same time now, the last really few months, people realizing, well, the smaller ones, they can't really keep up with the energy costs. So they realize, well, my electricity bill is too high to actually maintain it. So we will see in the future, I believe, lots of small miners having to shut down, having to basically turn off their machines. Why? Because it's not profitable. And this is where, of course, when you're with a large company such as we are, they have just a totally different capacity to purchase mining equipment, to purchase electricity, and to also to make it so effective in perfectioning the cooling process, all the process in running those machines. There's no, you at home, I mean, forget about it anyways. The small mining company which is launching into it, they thought, wow, this is maybe a good idea to get into it. I think they will go all away eventually, because, again, they can't stay profitable. And this is where I believe Genesis, of course, the company we are with, which is, of course, one of the largest in Bitcoin and the largest in altcoin, they will stay still profitable. So we see, I think we will see that happening very soon, and that we see a change there in the difficulty rate, which will benefit us more. Yeah,
I just had a Team Big listening in has just said that China has turned off some hash rate. See, Bitcoin Wisdom must be a website. So obviously, what you're saying, Claudia, is happening just on a slow maybe scale, and then that has to flow on to us in the difficulty rate to improve our earnings on a daily basis. Do you think, just another one-off question, Bitcoin got down to 5,000. I'll throw this to everybody watching as well. Just type in the chat box. Bitcoin got down to, Paul, what did it get down to? 5,800 US. I'll bring you in. Was that the lowest, or?
No, I think that had a bit lower than that. Yeah, about 5.6 or so, yeah.
5.6, okay, right, thank you. 5,600. Is it the lowest, you people watching? Type in your response. Or is it going to stabilise and go higher? So I want people's prediction. We'll just do a bit of a random poll here. I'll ask. So it's 2nd of July. So let's go to the 2nd of August, 1 month from now. 1 month from now, just type in your price, what you reckon to be. So it's 6,000. I think it was 6,000. Just go to what is it now? 6,000. I lost count there. 6,337. I'll just double check with our up to minute. So just type it in the chat box, folks. And the current rate, I'm on coincap.io. That's the one I use because I've got it saved on my screen here. 6,353, $6,353 American. So let's type in Team Big, 6,800 within the next month. So you're going to go about 400. I reckon. So we're going to hope for a year. Big paper crash for Perth thing would be great for us. Thank you, Robbie. What about your number, Robbie? We want numbers from you. I reckon it's 6,300 now. I'll type in. I reckon 7,200 in a month. Okay. What do you reckon, Paul? By the end, 30 days from now.
Well, looking at everything else that's been going on, and that's what Claudia said, where it was 12 months ago, I would predict around about 7.5.
7.5. Okay, Claudia, our resident Ms. Bitcoin.
I don't know if you want to hear it.
All right, go ahead. You got the inside scoop of what will happen and then what will happen after that. Go ahead.
I don't really know what's going to happen. I think we have to go down as well a little bit further. So I believe below 5. But then I think we will stabilize and we will go up. So it's depending when. I mean, I think in the next week or two, we will go down quite a lot. And then I think we're going to go up again, maybe up to, I don't know, 9,000, 10,000. And then we may go down a little bit more, and then we go up again. So.
All right. So a bit of a roller coaster ride is what you're just predicting. And obviously you're speaking to the right sort of people that we don't have access to. Team Big around about 5,300 before. I've heard that quite a bit, not only from you, Claudia, but I've watched a number. I've got about 3 or 4 people I follow on YouTube who have a little bit of a track record of knowing what they're talking about, as opposed to the majority who don't, and me included. So I try and get a little bit of a cross section of people's ideas and make a sort of a half-informed decision on what may or may not happen. And most people are saying, a lot of the good people are saying around about that lower mark, and then really start to go through the roof and then get back towards the 20,000. And that's what Robbie said, by the end of 2018, 20,000 again, back to where it was, because we've already reached that threshold of 20,000 US. So there's no big deal really at the end of the day. Once people start accepting the Bitcoin, the blockchain, and using it in the business, and it gets accepted, like Germany has just accepted Bitcoin as a currency. What do you make of that, Claudia, just as that statement that Germany said, all right, Bitcoin's a currency now?
I don't actually make much of it. It's just tax. So that's just it. They just want to have a tax. I don't, it's okay. I mean, of course, they're more advanced. European Union, I mean, leading country, obviously, there. No, I don't make much of it. I mean, I believe in the whole project of Bitcoin, and I believe it's going to play a major role. What I see more important is that the Fed, the Federal Reserve Agency, so in the US, now they have listed Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum there. So when you go to the Fed, FRED, there's always great statistics on the different stocks and currencies and whatever. And so they have listed it as a currency. I make more out of that. It's actually pretty important.
All right. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Now, one more question for you, Claudia. I don't want to try and put you on the spot, but your knowledge and experience in our business, Swiss Gold Global, and everyone watching here is I'm sincerely hope they're a Swiss Gold Global member. Now, that 80% of people in our company are free customers, and only 20% are affiliates. And I talk to people virtually on a daily basis in my team, I've got quite a few affiliates and quite a few more that are free customers, but don't understand the benefit of maybe starting to have the $50 a month membership as an affiliate and get $12.50 of that in a cryptocurrency contract every month, and then start introducing 2 or 3. They get 3 or maybe 4 people in a small, tiny little team and help them, that their $50 is covered in their affiliate commissions. If you get to 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 over the 6 to 12 months, then virtually you're not paying any affiliate fees per month, because you all receive that back in commission, and you're building your business, and you're getting more and more cryptocurrency contracts every month that you're putting the $50 in. So you're getting paid to get not only paid in gold and silver if you have the bigger package, but also paid in the Bitcoin mining contracts by buying if you just have a minor startup package of 170 US. Why should people, in a minute or less, minute and a half, don't want to put you on the because you do this in your presentation every week. You explain to people the benefits of using our affiliate program to not only gain turnover in your cryptocurrency contracts and get more computer power, but also there's other legs of our business. And everyone has always said to me since I started online, probably coming up to 3.5, 4 years now, make sure you've got multiple streams of income. You can't just rely on one stream of income. But they didn't really go on to explain, in my opinion, that multiple streams of income is not join Swiss Gold Global, join Cryptocurrency Proprietary Limited, join Shiny Object Syndrome Australia Proprietary Limited, join Best Venture US Bitcoin, pay you every day for $50 and get $3,000 in the next 30 days, Proprietary Limited. And then join Old People with No Teeth, know what they're talking about, Proprietary Limited, and get a payment from one of these businesses. They didn't explain that that's not really what you should be doing, is spreading your energy to 3 or 4 or 5 different companies. Because people say, well, Keithy, what do you do? Well, I'm with Swiss Gold Global, and I'm also with Bitcoin.com Proprietary Limited, and the False Teeth one, and that one, and that one. Well, which one's the best one? Well, they're all good, but which one do you focus on? Well, I focus on all of them. What do you want me to do? Well, try and focus on that one. Well, what about the others? That's confusing. You've got to get people to focus. Swiss Gold Global have got gold, silver, cryptocurrency, and ICOs coming up, plus affiliate package. We've got 5 income streams in the one company. So how do you people need to sort of understand this, Claudia, just very briefly. Why would you even consider becoming an affiliate? Go ahead.
Okay, so why you consider becoming an affiliate? Well, first of all, if you own an online business or an affiliate business, it's a tax write-off, right? So you basically can, your phone, your cell phone, your house, your whatever, your car, your travels, you can write it off. So it's best tax write-off everywhere in the world. That's a big plus. And this is for less than $50 a month, because remember, it's actually way less. Well, why should you get involved into an online business like such as Swiss Gold Global? Because, you get the, of course, knowledge, the education, the gold, the silver, or the silver on a monthly basis, the cryptocurrency. So you're basically building those multiple income stream. I mean, it's the best business to, when you build, to make passive income. And when I hear that, what you just said, it's just totally BS to me, to focus on all those, multiple sources of income stream. I mean, Bob Proctor has told me that many years ago, you got to have that. But it's like, imagine a footballer, you're a footballer, even though it's not the real football, it's that other stuff, but never mind. So the footballer, you can't focus on basketball at the same time, on golf at the same time, and become a professional in all those areas. Cannot. So with our business with Swiss Gold Global, of course, if you focus on, building a team, helping people, okay, what is the problem with most people? They would like to have a better lifestyle. And they don't, because they are busy working for currency which is losing its value constantly. So what I tell people is, hey, if I could show you a way, I know that you're busy, I know you have no time, and I know that you're frustrated in your job or frustrated in this. What if there was a way through a system that you can not only get more income, so growing your income, but you also can grow your wealth through holding tangible assets, not the paper stuff which loses you value all the time, but also where you can get into the wealth, into the new technology, into the future of money. What if you could have all that plus some great mindset training in one go? Well, this is what we have with Swissquote Global. We have a platform for all of that. So you don't have to worry about, hedging your paper currency, your hard work, which constantly buys you less. That means you have to work harder just to buy the same stuff. So you're hedging that through gold and silver. Then you actually, through the new technology, you are also, imagine you own an Apple share or an Amazon share. So you're also getting into that, which in the future, this is gonna, change the world as we see it. So you're having all those things in one go. That's basically how I explain to people, and they say, "Oh wow, so can you explain me more? What do I have to do?" I said, "Well, all what you have to do is you have to, basically join up, get started. It costs you a little bit over $1 a day." But you spend anyway your $1 in a crappy coffee. So put it in here and you actually accumulate wealth. And then I show you what to do. I show you how we talk to people. I show you how to market the business. That's all done through the system. So it's very easy. You have Instagram, yeah. You have Facebook, yeah. You have Twitter, yeah. No, okay. Well, I show you how to market it. If you all what you do is you need those things, and let's go. Are you ready? Yes. How much do you want to make? I want to make an extra $500. How much? Or $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000, whatever. All right, let's go and work on a plan. And we sit together and we work on that plan. We work on the numbers, breaking down the numbers, what they have to do in order to get to that account.
Very, 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 very smart, very simple, Claudia. And the key word that everyone should understand is what you said, that there is a system here in Swissquote Global. And if people understand that, and any type of business has to operate on a system, McDonald's has to operate on a system. I was at McDonald's the other day. I had, don't shake your head, Claudia. I went in for a little snack. So what I had was a coffee, because their coffee is average at McDonald's, McCafe down here in Australia. They make espresso coffee. But you get a toasted sandwich, a ham, cheese and tomato toasted sandwich with that. It's not a burger, it's a toasted sandwich. So they make that, so that's all right. But they have a system. There's machines that are timed to the second, and an operator just pushes the button and it counts down, and the coffee and the toaster doing my sandwich is on a machine that is timed to the second to produce a uniform, consistent toasted sandwich. She puts the ham on, she put the cheese on, the tomato, the bread, and then she wrapped it with the heat-proof paper, stuck it in the machine, put it, and then pushed the button. They have a system that works at McDonald's. Every time you go to McDonald's anywhere in Australia, around the world, it is the same system. And they just train their staff to do the same system, and it makes the owner or the franchisee millions of dollars, because they advertise as well. And the product is consistent, and we know what it is, we trust it, and we take the product. Same with our business. We know what the product is, 10-year-old company. We know who people are running it. Bill Rowell, the owner, you, Claudia, promoting the business every week, twice a week, explaining the business over and over and over. We just need to plug into the system that we have in the back office of your Swissquote Global account. There's all this training that's there. Just plug into it and repeat it daily, and get into a habit. And then when you start, because I'll let you into a bit of a secret, folks. Claudia and myself are from the same sales background. It's well, I only found this out about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Maybe I forgot, but I used to sell cookware, stainless steel cookware, door to door here in Australia, in Queensland, and Claudia used to sell door to door stainless steel cookware in Germany. Yes? No. Where were you? Where were you selling?
In Spain.
Oh, in Spain. Because that's right. You can speak Spanish. Well, you know, I can only speak English or Australian English, so that's amazing that we had a system then. We had to talk to so many people about the product. It was a fantastic product, really, really awesome, high quality product, and I knew it was good because I
think mine was better than yours. So.
Oh, okay, okay. I believe you, Claudia. I won't argue with you. I used to show people the products I had, and I'd show. I'd get to show 3 people, and 1 person would buy. That was the average, 1 to 3. So all I had to know was that I just had to I had to get to show people 3 presentations to get 1 sale. And how many presentations did I need? Well, I had to speak to 10 people, get appointments with 10 people to get 3 presentations to get 1 sale. But how many appointments, how many people did I need to speak to get the 10 appointments? Well, I had to speak to 30 people to get 10 appointments, to get 3 demonstrations, to get 1 sale. So I had to speak to 30 people.
Now tell me, Kitty, yeah. Sorry to interrupt you, but tell me, so where did you get the contacts from?
Well, I used to go to shopping centres and speak to people there. I used to knock on people's doors. If I was out having a coffee or a burger and I'd see someone, oh, g'day, how you going? Are you a healthy eater? Because they're having some food and whatever, but strike up conversation. We're just demonstrating healthy cooking in your area. Has anyone knocked on your door yet? No. Oh, my God, we can't have that. Here's an appointment card, bang. So just talking a bit. And most people would, it's the talking to a certain amount of people, then certain people would say yes, and then certain people would say yes, and then you'd make a sale. And our business is no different. There are people who are looking to make part-time passive income. They have no idea how to do it. And they'll talk to you. Maybe the way you talk to them is not the way that will trigger them. And then you move to the next person. You don't worry about them saying, oh, no, it's a scam, it's online, I don't trust this, blah, 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 because they're influenced by people in their circle that are not motivated to change their circumstance. I looked at a quote.
Yeah, Kitty, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. I just wanted to but I did interrupt you.
Yeah,
didn't want to, sorry. I was just saying, like, just that people don't get the wrong misconception. Nowadays, of course, you have online, so you don't need to necessarily knock the door. You can actually amazingly get contacts online.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, and that's exactly what you said before. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. But you just have to know or have to understand or be taught what the message is to put out there on those social platforms. You don't just, like most inexperienced people, just throw the link out, your Swiss Gold Global referral link. Here's a great business. Have a look here. And they're just Swiss Gold Global /14972/Keithy Broome /go, or whatever it is. You don't do that. People have to trust you as a person. So you have to get their trust by trying a different strategy, branding yourself to be online, or branding yourself to be offline. Paul and I go to a lot of meetup groups, and they're organized by somebody else. We just turn up. We just turn up and say, g'day, what are you doing? And someone will be sitting there, oh, I didn't really like that. I didn't understand what they're doing. And they'll say, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm a cloud miner and I do gold and silver and Bitcoin. Oh, do you? How's that work? Bang. Here's my card. And they're asking me, what do I do? They're asking me, not me asking them. Paul's got so many people he's chatting to that, isn't that right, Paul? When you go to people, people ask you, what do you do, mate?
Yeah, the best part is that you listen to what they've got to offer and first off. So that's a fantastic now. Boom, here's what I do. Oh, and that's where you go.
It's exactly right. So people always want to know what someone else is doing. So online is great. And if you're not particularly great with that, then go offline. Go to a few events. And that's why we want to focus, and we'll bring that into a close now, that we want to really focus back on what's happening here in Australia in the next few weeks. So it's the 2nd of July. But Kitty, again, to interrupt you, because I'm interrupting her today a lot, but I want to just mention that as well. So, you see, and because you raised it in the beginning, when you said, you know, people jump from this to this to this to this, multiple income streams. See, imagine now you, of course, or Paul went to those meetings and you gave them a card, and so you basically, you know, how people are, often they don't make action immediately. They may research, they may do this, they maybe go away, they may be this, but every 3 months in their personal life, something changes. Every 1 year in their personal life, something drastically changes. So it may be not the right time when you spoke to them. It may, you know, it wasn't just there, but, you know, they may keep that in mind. Maybe they come back to that later if you stay in contact. So now imagine you swapped to the next opportunity, to the next, and they follow you. I mean, they get totally confused, so they will not take you seriously. And what I have seen in my career, and you have seen that probably as well, is, you know, people come back to you, even though I have people coming back after 3 or 4 years, and they see, well, I'm still doing the Bitcoin thing, I'm still doing the gold and silver thing, so there must be something going on. And so that this is really so key. That's what people really got to understand. You cannot go from this to this. I mean, how can you do that in your career? This is a career which you're going into, so it takes some time. But of course, if you work it, if you build it, if you do the numbers, if you know, it's going to work. I mean, there's no question about it, because we have a system. That's correct, and that is the 2 words. It's online business, and if people wrap their heads around it, the reason you signed up with Swiss Gold Global is that you want to earn money online, and it's an online business. So the word business means you have to be organised. You have to have a strategy. You have to have a plan for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. I compounded for 180 days all my Bitcoin mining contracts. Any money I earned, I just put back into my business, because I wanted to build as many contracts, as much terahash as I possibly could, as fast as I could. And I just talked to people about building their business, and they said, well, how do I do that? Well, first step is have a business plan, a 6-month plan of what you're going to do in your business. And how you do that? Well, you write it down in your diary. Everyone's got one of these. 2018. There you go. It's sometimes, some days there's 1 or 2 words, and other days there's like every day's got notes on it, what I have to do. And then there's some days there's just lots and lots of scribble of this and that and the other going on. So, but how do I know what's going on? Well, I look at my diary. So, because this is my business that I'm running. It's amazing how many people in my team, when they started, had no diary. They're trying to keep it all up here. That didn't work. So I said, just go down the newsagent and buy a $5 diary and just start writing stuff down. Because we can plan for and help our people in our team for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. I've been in Swiss Gold Global over a year now, 1 year, 1 month coming up on the 25th of 25th of May, June. That's 1 month, 1 year, 1 month, and about 1 week now. So time has gone extremely quickly for me. What have I achieved in my first year? A lot. Not only having been involved with the company, but my plan for the first 6 months came into fruition. Then I built my team as well, talking to lots of people, handing out cards and having people randomly join me, doing lots of videos and getting better at that. But it's only been 1 year. So what am I going to do in my next year, my next 12 months in the business? And then the next 2 years after that. And then eventually when I get to the cloudy estate, being involved in 10 years in the business and being the #1 affiliate in the company, a presidential ambassador. If you understand the payment plan, no wonder Claudia is so happy every time we speak to you, because you have so many people in your team, you're earning a fantastic income, and all you're doing is helping people to try and achieve their goals. You help hundreds of people, and in return, your life is taken care of. Is that not right, Claudia?
Absolutely, that's absolutely right, Offen. I mean, that's what you do. I mean, you go then later on, and you, of course, you always will be talking to people. You always have put people the pipeline, as we say, of the business. But you mainly later on, you gonna, so in the beginning, of course, I mean, that's a really going to training, but in the beginning, you do a lot of course, yourself acquiring new customers, new people. But then later on, and focus will go and will be less bringing on board new people. You always bring new people on board, but it will be more so growing the team. In the beginning, it's different. Later on, that changes. So most of my focus is, of course, helping and growing the team now.
Yeah. Once you, the great thing is in any online business, and I'll go back to the cookware and I started selling cookware door to door in 1983 or 1982. We were part of a team. We were the #1 team in our company, and there was 11 of us. And we worked really, really hard for 8 days straight, 8 to 9 days, which were probably 12 to 14, 15 hours a day. And then we took 4 days off. And in Queensland, we went to the nearest resort island off onto all the different islands. We went and partied for 4 days. But then we switched back on and we worked non-stop for 8 or 9 days, flat out, from 9 o'clock in the morning till 11 or 12 o'clock at night, like 14-hour days, really full on building our business as individuals, but as a team. And the reason we did so well is that we were part of a team. We had so much fun together. It was fun going out and knocking on doors and talking to people. That was the way we had to do business back then, is making face-to-face contact. We listened to lots of motivational tapes, cassette tapes. Anyone remember those who's watching? Cassette tapes for the video, the voice, but the audio. But for video was the old VHS tapes. We listened to Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, all those guys from back in that era about how to approach your business and how to expand your business and how to help people, and all the tips that they gave us, I still use as part of my psyche now. So that group mentality, and that's why I'm really looking forward to you coming out with Bill in Australia. Now, for people watching, Paul says you'll never retire, because Team Big says you're expecting Claudia to retire soon. There's no chance of that. And Paul says, yeah, she'll never retire. Ha ha. That's right. Why would you need to retire? Just keep talking to people. You get paid every day, Claudia. You get paid, you're in your sleep. You get paid when you're in Geneva, in Panama, wherever you are, Nigeria, Australia. You just get paid every day like clockwork. Now, folks, that's 10 years. What were you doing 10 years ago compared to what you're doing now? How quick is 10 years? That's 2008, or the global financial crisis, the GCF. 2008 to 2018 has just gone in a flash. So where we're going to be in 2028, what long distance plans can you put in place where you want to do a 6-month, 12-month, 24-month, 36-month, 48-month plan of what you'd like to achieve, and work your way to that week by week, and then break it down day by day and what you have to do on a particular daily basis. Well, Claudia's been doing. That's why she's so successful. If you know anyone who's in Australia, watching, please go to the Facebook group, the main one. I've asked Bill to put our links to the website. I've got the Eventbrite links. I've sent that to Bill. I'll have to give him the hurry up to put them up on the website so people can click on and send that link to their friends in Australia. Because if they are interested in any way, minute, tiny little bit in getting involved in online business, been running for 10 years, where they can get in a situation that Claudia's in 10 years from now, having not a financial worry in the world. Not a worry in the world. The happiest German woman you'll ever meet is Claudia Eifert, because she doesn't have any worries, because she's built her business steadily over time and just talking to people about the opportunity. Gold, silver, and crypto. And then now, is she going to get excited in the next 6 months about ICOs? Well, there's the fourth string to her bow to talk to people about who weren't quite interested in the other three. Well, what about ICOs? Well, I am interested in ICOs. Well, come and have a chat with me. Let's have a coffee, and get more customers. So anyone in Australia, they must come to meet us in Melbourne on Saturday, July the 21st. So that's 2 weeks on Saturday. 2 weeks on Saturday. And then 24th of July is a Tuesday, which is 3 weeks tomorrow in Sydney. Now, in Melbourne, we're at the Marriott Hotel in the downtown. We're having a meeting at the hotel. And in Sydney, we're at the Sydney Harbour Marriott Hotel down there on the Sydney Harbour. We're meeting there in the hotel. So all you people, they've just got to get on a train and get into the city for 7 o'clock in Sydney. It's 1 till 4 on Saturday afternoon in Melbourne. And then when you come to Brisbane, we've got a room booked here at a local sporting club, a big, huge venue, on Sunday the 29th, 1 o'clock till 4 o'clock. And then we go to the Gold Coast, where Paul's neck of the woods, the Quality Hotel, on Tuesday the 31st of July from 7 till 10. And these hours can actually help you change everything by getting around people who are doing it and just grabbing Claudia and saying, listen, what's German for, can I have a chat with you privately in German?
Kann ich mit dir privat sprechen?
Right, whatever she said, you just got to play back the video and try and pull Claudia aside and just have a private chat with her so she can give you some insight of what you need to do to grow your business to where you have no worries in the world. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, folks? The reason we're here is so we can do what Claudia does, and that's have travel anywhere she likes, talk to anyone she likes, do whatever she likes, whenever she wants to, with no stress or strain or whatever, and just buy whatever she likes, I would suggest. And if you're a woman like Claudia who loves doing stuff like that and traveling and eating fine and buying nice clothes and everything, but I'd like doing that as well. So it's not restricted to just women. It's the men thing as well. We like traveling and buying nice clothes and doing whatever we want and going to the football, the AFL, the Aussie rules, whether you not quite sure what that is. But I'm a soccer coach. I'm a football coach, Claudia. So, but I'm also from, see, I have a goal. I'll tell the people my one main goal. I'm from New Zealand, and the main sport in New Zealand is rugby union, which is not Aussie rules. It's not rugby league. It's not soccer or football, rugby union. So our national team is called the All Blacks, and they are the #1 team in the world. The way they train, the way their attitude is, the talent they have coming through is fantastic. But they don't just play in New Zealand. They play in Australia. They play in Argentina. They play in South Africa every year. They also play in Europe. They go to England, either Ireland, Scotland, Wales, or England, and normally go to France or Italy, one of those. During the year, there's 15 games approximately in those South America, New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, and Europe. So in a calendar year, I would like to go to every single All Blacks game and not just by myself, because they organise package tours where you just pay 15 or 20 grand or whatever, and you get set up in hotels and you travel with a group of 15 or 20 people or 30 or 40 people, and it's all taken care of. That's the goal I'd love to do in the next couple of years, is just go on an All Blacks tour. Aussie rules, no, mate. Rugby union, it's a big team.
Well, I met Kitty. Believe me, I met your team, and so it wasn't the most comfortable situation there. They put me on the spot. They were actually even calling my hotel room in the night. So that was on my Australia tour in Brisbane. You're All Blacks. They didn't behave very well.
Well, I can't. That might have been one or two. There's always one or two bad ones.
No. That were all of them. So they even squeezed me in the elevator. So believe it or not, and showed me their wares. So I was very scared.
Oh, right. I don't think they showed you they're just their muscles. That's all you're talking about. Yeah. I hope.
Well, no, you're wrong. They went to the sauna. So I was like really pretty scared. So this is what happens to women when they travel sometimes, what you have to put up with. So, but that's part of the game.
All right. Big All Blacks and towels going to the sauna. That's a bit scary. I agree with you. It is a bit scary. Well, all right. Back to my, that's one of my goals. But so I'm aiming for that. I'm working towards that. So everyone's got their own goal of what they would really get them fired up. You just got to find that and carry on. So if you know anyone, get them to come to our events here in Australia and go to the website. I'm just going to message Bill again, get those events up on the website. Maybe you can help out there, Claire, to get those Eventbrites up on our club, on our website, so everyone go in there and click on those and send people the link so they can come and see us. Because I know we're going to get a lot of people there. It's a little bit slower and responds late as usual. They leave it to the last minute, and then there's a massive rush. So I know there's going to be a lot of people will actually get to our events, and it's very good.
Sure, Kitty. To say, I need to leave now because they throw me out of the room because today is something going on, and I have to leave back now to the next city.
Okay, all right, Claudia, take it easy, and we'll speak soon. Thanks for coming on, as always.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Very, very good. See you in Australia.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, Paul, just you and me to finish off. Now, we do have one question. Connie's just asked a question. If you buy the new contracts, will they be accumulating the pay with the old ones, or the pay separate to the old ones? What you're buying, Connie, as you probably understand, is computer power. You buy computer power in terahash. So you accumulate computer power. That's what you do. And you're paid out on your computer power on a daily basis. So whether you have 1 terahash or 5 terahash or 25 or 125 terahash, you're paid on that amount every day. Now, the contracts you have, most of them are at the 28 cents maintenance fee, because that started, I think Claudia clarified, Paul, you last week, or Bill said it was February 2017. It went from 35 cents to 28 cents. Is that right?
That's right. Yes.
Okay. So all of the ones I started in May. So all my contracts are 28 cents. Now the ones I bought a couple of the new ones as they went live last week. They're 14 cents maintenance fee. So I get a little bit more daily on those ones, as opposed to the ones that are 28 cents. But it's all paid in the one lump sum on a daily basis, depending on how much terahash you have. Now, when I started, as I said, a 180-day plan, I compounded my terahash. I just bought more. Any money I made in Bitcoin into my wallet, I just bought more contracts and compounded the terahash for 180 days to get going. And the ball kept rolling, earning more and more and more. So, and that's the way it works. So hopefully I answered that question. So to finish off, if you know anyone in Australia, make sure that you get them to come to our event and meet Bill, the owner, and ask him these questions that need to be answered face to face. And also meet Claudia and ask her, how do you build your business to where you are now in 10 years, which it doesn't, or even 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. So these are the questions you can ask by going and meeting the owner and our #1 affiliate. Thank you, Paul, as always, for coming on, mate. I'll catch up with you shortly. We've got a meeting coming up in the Gold Coast next month or maybe this month, isn't it? July, third week, isn't it? Something like that?
Yeah, I'll confirm it to you. Yep.
Okay, mate. All right, good.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for participating and asking your questions. And fantastic. Have a great week. And remember, promote the events here. And if you're having your own event, promote your own event as well through our groups and get people along. Go to meetups and meet people who are like-minded. That's what you need to do. See you on the next one. See you next week. That's number 45. Done and dusted. 45 hangouts. We'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.